Tito actually negotiated a sparring match with Dana in his UFC contract. For the president of the organization like Dana to be involved and engaged in a 3-round boxing match with one of the fighters is some crazy crap for sure.
They had a little falling out over some stuff. Those guys don't like each other. There's no love lost there. I'd like to see Dana just punish him.
I don't know why Dana would want to fight one of his employees. Just look at it. He's a businessman. Tito's a professional fighter. There's no brainer in that one.
I have no idea why Tito would want to do this, because if he does lose, that is going to be really embarrassing for him.
This is a huge lose-lose situation for me and my brother Frank. Either one of the top fighters in mixed martial arts gets outboxed by a 37-year-old executive, or my best friend gets hurt. So, to me, I think it's a stupid idea.
There are people that think Tito is going to run Dana over, and he's just going to beat on him like a redheaded stepchild, and it's going to be ugly. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Punishment's coming.
Stop him, crush him really quick.
Good answer.
Or be a nice guy and not put it on him really hard. He ain't gonna drop me, that's for sure. And after it's over, we'll see whose hands raise at the end.
Tito said, I want to punch you in your face so bad it's not even funny. And I said, I want to punch you in your face too, so this is perfect. Let's do it. There's no way Tito's beating me. No way. Today's the first day. And the first day is always terrible, especially when you're as out of shape as I am and 37 years old. I'm trying to get in boxing shape, and the kind of shape that I want to get in that I haven't been in almost 10 years. I'm looking forward to getting this week out of the way. The first week is the hardest. It's painful, it's hard, it's humiliating, it's very humbling. Ready?
No. Are you ready?
No, I'm not ready. I know I'm not ready.
Good to see you.
You too.
Let's get changed and get to work.
Jimmy Gifford and I go back probably, 15 years. When I lived in South Boston, we ran a youth boxing program down there.
We'll take our time. We got 6 weeks.
I have this much motivation right now.
Tito Ortiz is going to try to knock your head off. If that ain't motivation, bro.
I'm not the president of the UFC to Jimmy Gifford. Me and Jimmy Gifford were in the same nasty gym in South Boston, scrapping and fighting our way up.
Look at this.
Huh?
He come in at about 216, looks about 6 months pregnant. He's not in shape. Tito Ortiz is a world-class athlete, so this is as serious as it gets.
It is going to be a long road. This is a problem. That's a problem. Legs not being in shape, cardio. The first week is a mother. This is how pathetic I am. 6 weeks before we're supposed to do it. I can't even do jumping jacks and little kid shit that you just do in elementary school, and I can't jump rope for 5 minutes. And Tito's altitude training with a whole camp and a whole team up in Big Bear. Me and Giffy are gonna get him. It's me and Giffy, man. Like the old days. Oh.
One of the reasons I love coming up to Big Bear is just, it's seclusion. Everything's an hour and a half away. The mountains are nice, the trees are nice. Just training like Rocky did in Rocky IV, Out in the woods. Nothing like it. Just drill. Right now? Just drill right now. Just side mount. 10 each side, we're just gonna drill first. 10 each side, and 10 from the mount, getting out of the mount.
Dana's actually just fallen into my training schedule, it seems like. I'm not doing any extra stuff to kind of focus on Dana. And right now, I'm focused on getting my world title back. I think that's the biggest goal in life, is to get my world title back. Fighting Dana is just, it's just a sparring session. It's just, to me, it's just another day in the office.
If Tito Ortiz takes this lightly, it's going to be a lose-lose situation for him. Because everybody's looking at, in shape, the best athlete, Tito Ortiz, and this, fat president, Dana White. But he's no slouch. You see whatever he does his best to succeed. So I'm taking it serious. The rest of this team here is like thinking it's a joke. I'm thinking, hey, Tito, you better put your dukes up, baby, because it's on when you get in the ring with your president. And if he socks you and knocks you down, buddy, your career's going to look silly.
I first met Tito back in 1998 or 1999, and he had already fought like 4 times in the UFC.
I'm here to take everybody out. This is my time, is now. I'm Tito Ortiz, and I'm staying here for a long, long time.
He was this junior college wrestler that nobody had ever heard of. He came out of nowhere and just started whooping people's asses.
Good quick move by Ortiz. Rains down some elbows.
Rocking Verlander, using great combinations and aggressiveness.
Oh, some bad ones to the face. The corner throws in the towel.
He was outclassed by Ortiz.
Tito Ortiz.
Tito's a very likable guy. Tito has this charisma and this personality that, he's very likable. Like, you really like Tito a lot when you first meet him, He's just got this, he's got this thing.
My first impression on Dana was he seemed like a really humble person. He didn't really seem like a shady person that came up talking circles or anything, because I've met a lot of managers before that have done that, and he seemed like, someone who I could get along with.
We met a few times, we started talking, and I was helping boxers out with their careers, and Tito started telling me about how bad it was in the UFC at the time, that they owed him money and, all kinds of issues he had with the former owners. I said, I'll help you out. I said, I'd love to get into this, because I love this kind of anyway, and I love battling with people, so it's right up my alley.
I took a huge chance by signing Dana as my manager for the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Tito Ortiz!
When I first became Tito's manager, the first thing I did was renegotiate his contract.
It was a battle, man. This thing lasted months and months, back and forth and back and forth. End result is, end up getting Tito a better contract.
I think I was getting paid the most money out of any fighter, and I really put my life into Dana's hands. I trusted him like a big brother to me, pretty much. I had just got married, and I had a future ahead of me, and I want to make sure that my future was very bright. And so I put my career in Dana's hands at that time. At UFC 25, there's a light heavyweight belt up for grabs. So why not get the best light heavyweights in the world? Vanderlei Silva from Japan versus me. I ended up beating him a 5-round decision, and I became the first light heavyweight world champ. I was very comfortable with Dana being my manager. He picked up Chuck Liddell, and he was his manager also. Dana was an awesome manager. He did an awesome job for me. He was family to me.
Tito's first title defense was against Yuki Kondo, UFC 29 in Japan.
There's a
tap, it's over.
It was right around this time that I heard the UFC was in trouble and might be for sale. This is where the Fertitta brothers come into the picture. Frank and Lorenzo have been friends of mine since we were little kids, and they own Station Casinos, which is the 4th largest gaming company in the world. And we had been talking for a long time about possibly getting into the boxing promotion business together. And I called him up and said, tell me what you think of this. I think the UFC's in trouble, and I think that, you know, they might be going under. We might be able to buy it. What do you think of that? A month later, we own the company.
Dana White, president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Dana, congratulations on your first show. That's got to feel good.
Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. We're very excited. We got a sellout crowd here, 5,000 people, revved and ready to go. You can't be a manager and a promoter at the same time. It's a conflict of interest. It's illegal. And because obviously managers negotiate with promoters. So what are you going to negotiate with yourself and your best interest and not the fighters? So it's completely illegal. An attorney friend of mine ended up taking over Chuck and Tito.
What else does the UFC have to look forward to?
Basically what we want to do is we want to make the Super Bowl of mixed martial arts. We want to make it more fan-friendly. We want to get the crowd involved in it, and we want to bring back the best fighters in the world.
Dana pretty much said, well, I'm not going to be able to be your manager anymore. And I kind of took that. I was like, well, what do I do now?
The future looks bright, bright, bright for the UFC. Goldie, back to you.
Chuck was absolutely cool with it. Tito immediately felt like I was on the other side. Now I'm the devil, you know? I jumped over to the other side, and I'm not looking out for his best interest.
Tito is in the house. We are set to go, and the belt is on the line. This is the shape of my fighting career.
After Dana became the president of the UFC,
I defended a world title 5 times.
Tito trying to work some ground and pound here. McCarthy's in. He's going to stop the fight.
No light heavyweight has ever defended a world title 5 times. I was champion for 4 years. No light heavyweight ever been a champion for 4 years.
No one ain't fading me at all. Nobody.
And I've done a lot to the sport, and I thought I should have got some type of recognition.
He is the most dangerous fighter in the UFC today.
As the years started going on and it started building, getting better and better, it just seemed like my manager was just agreeing with everything Dana said. There was never no negotiations at all.
And still, the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world.
And he was strictly an attorney. He was never a manager. He didn't know what he was doing.
We are underway. And the big slam by Tito Ortiz. And another one that lands.
After I defended my world title against Ken Shamrock,
It is all over. Tito Ortiz becomes with this victory a legend of the Octagon.
I asked my manager if we could get more money. He's all, well, I don't think we really want to ruffle their feathers. I don't think we should say that because I think they'll get really mad. That's when I kind of thought, well, I need to start looking for another manager because this is not working out at all.
Chuck Liddell is next in line. What's going to happen?
I don't know. I'm not really thinking about that right now. Me and Chuck, I guess we got to sit back and look at it. I guess we got to renegotiate things because me and Chuck, our friendship's not worth the money we're getting paid, if you ask me.
Tito ends up firing the attorney who was representing him and ends up getting this new manager. And this new guy comes in and he's all Hollywood. And he's going to do this for Tito and that for Tito. And, you know, the same old that happens. It's a classic story.
Good night.
Oh, man. Wow, he's down. He's patting Tito in the ass.
After I fought Couture and I lost to Couture, I wasn't the champion anymore. I didn't have the contract dispute with the UFC.
I'm sure he's going to be back.
He comes out with his new manager and starts saying crazy shit about me, about how I never did anything for him, and I was him the whole time. Just off the charts, crazy.
I'm here for the fans no matter what. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And Dana can sit there and yell at me. But this is what fuels me. This is the Tito maniacs, the guys who are in there paying those tickets for me to step in and fight. I'm really, really happy with the fans, so that's why I'm supporting them so much, and I'm willing to risk my job for my fans.
Tito and I were close, man. I was good friends with him, his wife, you know, and I felt personally that I had done a lot for them, you know? You know how much money I made off being Tito Ortiz's manager? Not a dime.
At that point where I started negotiating again and going through managers again, and they might have said some bad things to Dana, thinking that I said those things, which things that I never said.
He completely me, threw me under the bus and made me look like the scumbag that was out to screw him over and all this other stuff. He got me to the point where he hurt me, like hurt me bad. Then I was like, him, I will never, ever have anything to do with him again. You ask anybody that knows me, man, I'm scorched earth. I'll bury you. This contract comes in that says Tito wants to fight Dana, 3 3-minute rounds. I was like, yeah, we'll do it. I'll do, absolutely. Done. Throw it in there. I'm in.
Next up to the scale, from Huntington Beach, bad boy, Tito Ortiz.
By the end of 2004, the tension really started to heat up between Tito and I. He only had 1 fight left on his contract. I just didn't feel at the time that Tito was a guy we could really build our business around.
And then all of a sudden, I had to pay for my own tickets for the UFC. I actually got escorted out of the UFC one time that I was throwing t-shirts out. They took me off the UFC website. I was there before the company was even bought by Zuffa, and I no longer exist as a UFC fighter. It was kind of like a kick in the face. Dana was the one pulling the strings to all of it, and I knew he was the person doing all of it. And I just seen his true colors, and I started getting hatred towards him. I thought he was a best friend. I thought he was a friend, and best friends never step over each other like that.
I hated him with a passion. I hated this guy to the point where, I can honestly say I don't think I've ever hated anybody worse than I hated Tito at that time.
Then in January of 2005, we launched the Ultimate Fighter reality series on Spike TV. The show did very well. It took off and became a huge hit. And the last thing on my mind at that time was Tito Ortiz.
Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question.
As I look at Dana, he changed about when the Ultimate Fighter came on Spike TV. He was recognized on television. He was getting the star power that a president usually doesn't get. All of a sudden he was doing autographs at UFCs and stuff. I started laughing.
My pleasure. What's up, man? How are you? See, but my side of the story is I didn't change. He changed. Because obviously Chuck Liddell and I, 8 years, we're still like this. After 8 years. And let me tell you what, Chuck Liddell had a lot more to bitch about than Tito Ortiz did. We kissed Tito's ass, put him up on a, put him out there and made him the front guy. He had nothing to cry about.
What is Tito doing? He's settled in off the ring. He's going into the stage. Look at him, he's running into the crowd.
Tito had gotten to this point where, he forgot who the he was, man. He forgot who he was and he forgot where he came from. He was the case study for celebrity gone wrong.
I'm here fighting in this octagon for the freedom of mixed martial arts to make sure we can keep growing.
The only time I was changing was I was looking for the best interest of my life. And I wanted more money. And in Dana's eyes, saying, well, I made you and I'll break you. And that's what he was trying to do, it seemed like.
The sky's only the limit, just as long as we keep working as martial artists in this octagon.
I was out of the UFC for a whole year. I didn't fight for a year, I didn't do anything, I was barely making enough money to support my family. I was in a downward spiral and I was losing everything. And it was all because I wasn't fighting anymore.
Tonight, we celebrate the evolution of the world's greatest mixed martial arts event.
On November 21st, it was the night of the UFC. They had the 10-year reunion. I wasn't there. And I was there before almost any of those fighters came about. I was hurt. I was at my lowest I possibly could be. I went out and drank with my friends that night, and I came driving back home that night, and I shouldn't have been driving. I just looked at my life and I said, I didn't care anymore. And in my mind, I was like, I wonder if I hit something, what would it feel like, kind of thing. Stuffed my car into a pine tree, and the jaws of life took 40 minutes to get me out. I walked away scot-free. Not one bruise on me, not one scratch on me, not one broken bone. That car accident was my rock bottom. I was really, really lucky.
So one day I get a phone call, and it's Tito's wife. And she starts crying, and she starts telling me, Dana, you know, I don't know what's happening to Tito. He's not the same. He's changed and all this stuff. And she goes, you've always been there for us, and you've always been good to us. And we you over. And I can't tell you how sorry I am. And I don't know if you can even find it in your heart to help me. And something inside of me did not want this guy to lose his family. I told her, I said, I hate this guy worse than anything in the world. And let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do.
Welcome to the UFC's Ultimate Fight Night Live on Spike TV.
Tito hadn't fought in the UFC in like a year and a half. And I remember, like, he would show up at events and try to get in seats where he'd be seen on camera and shit like that. And I remember it was at a Hard Rock event at one of the Ultimate Fight Nights. And he's in the front row right across from me. I'm sitting there going, how the did he get those tickets right there? I got to sit here this whole show and look at his big fat head. You know what I mean? I was like, So I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I text him. I sent him a text message. And I said something like, you're a pussy, or something like that. I text him something like that. And then he texts me back something, you, or, text me back something like that. And we're texting back and forth. It broke the ice. And I texted him, want to talk? And he said, yeah, where? And I told him to stick around after the show. And I started thinking, man, imagine if him and Ken were the coaches of season 3 of The Ultimate Fighter. I said, that would be crazy. And boom, I started right there that night trying to put this deal together.
And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can believe this or not, but here's your other coach for season 3 of The Ultimate Fighter on Spike TV.
Everything happens for a reason, I believe. And getting a chance to show the opposite side of me, not the fighter guy, to let people in the United States see what type of person Tito Ortiz really is. And the only way that was going to happen was to be on The Ultimate Fighter. And so that's pretty much what solidified everything for me, was to be on The Ultimate Fighter.
Season 3 is going to be fun!
And my contract started getting negotiated, and I put a little stipulation in there. Ever since I was growing up, it seemed like whoever fought each other, they became friends after. And me and Dana are really good friends, and we hate each other now, so what better enough for us to get in the ring and have 3 rounds of boxing. I think I'll put a lot of the bad feelings away completely.
We start batting the contract back and forth on, what it's going to be. Then this piece of paper comes in that says this has to be in the contract for the deal to happen. Tito wants to fight Dana, 3 3-minute rounds. This is the one thing that he really wants. And I was like, yeah, we'll do it. I'll do, absolutely. I'll done. Throw it in there. I'm in.
Come on, Dana. Come on, it's me, dude. It's me. It's anybody else too cool. It's me, though. Come on.
I ain't looking to get anything out of this. I ain't looking to win anything out of this. I just want to get in the ring with them and, just fight.
Today is Dana's first session of boxing. Find yourself, bro. Day 1 right here. We're not going to get it all in one day. Good work. But by the time Tito and Dana are ready to throw down, he's going to be at his best. Good morning. Rise and shine.
The biggest problem for me in getting ready for this Tito fight is obviously finding the time to train. And I have meetings all day here in Los Angeles. I have to go down to Newport Beach tonight at about 5 o'clock for a meeting down there, and then back up here to LA for a meeting at 8 o'clock tonight. If I didn't have Jimmy here, I'd have woke up this morning, ordered some awesome breakfast, and then just gone to my meetings, and I wouldn't have done anything.
This is our gym for the day, huh? Gotta clear this out, I guess. Right here, go. Buddy. One more. training in a hotel room, you got limited resources. There's not much you can do in a hotel room. So this is kind of crazy. The biggest problem for me working with Dana, there's no consistency as far as a training pattern. You stay with it, I lost you, come on, man. The guy's up at 5 a.m. and he may have 5 meetings in a row. So if I'm not here, he don't train. I'm here to stay on his ass, because if I'm not here, it don't get done.
I have to dedicate 2 hours a day of my life to this thing, and I don't have 2 hours a day, you know?
Come on, that's yeah. Backwards.
It's hard. It's hard when you're older, more established, and have more money to get up and do this every day. It's not easy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Hughes and BJ Penn, 5 rounds for the UFC welterweight title.
This week's going to be really crazy, and it's going to be practically impossible to train. First up, I have UFC 63 in Anaheim. Tito was there at the weigh-ins, signing autographs for the fans and stuff, and talking as usual.
Ready to kick Tito's ass?
Yeah, I am ready to kick his ass.
Are you going to bring him?
I just asked him if he's in shape, and he said, I'm going to kill you.
You know, this thing was never supposed to be public. This was supposed to be between me and Tito. Nobody was ever even supposed to know about it. It was part of the contract. It was going to be this hush-hush quiet thing that we were going to do down in the basement.
You guys going to televise it or anything? It's going to be between you two?
No, we are, because he's been running around shooting his mouth off. So yeah, he turned it into a big freak show now.
Tito's telling reporters he's going to kick my ass. He's got it in his contract that he gets to beat me up and all this crazy shit. I'm like, why are you talking about this?
Bam! Yeah! Dana White for me!
Pleasure, guys.
I'm excited. I hope Dana's in shape. You know, he's a little old himself, and what boxing promotion or MMA promotion has a president ever got in the ring with their top fighter? Never in the world and never in a career ever that has ever happened. And this is one chance that people get a chance to see it. You know, see how tough the president really is.
Fight of the night, I'll give you $15,000 each. Best knockouts 15 and best submission is 15. All right? You got anything?
Possibly win 30.
So yeah, he could win 30.
The bottom line, as far as, you know, him being Dana White, the president, running around UFC, this, that's no good, because I need 2 hours of Dana White, the guy that's getting ready to fight.
I would use that bite before the Matt Hughes bite, and then have Matt say, after the first round, he'll know things aren't the same.
I didn't come out here to hang out and go to a UFC event. I came here to train a fighter. I know he's got meetings, he got cell phones going on, text messaging.
I'm starting to cramp up. My calves and my back. Supposedly bananas are supposed to heal that. We'll find out.
I am his shadow. I'm right up his ass. I'm not gonna let him get away from doing what we gotta do. After the weigh-ins today, I had to meet with Spike TV because we're talking about some new programs we're gonna produce for them. How are you? Good. I'm good.
Dana will go balls to the wall for anything that he needs to make happen in the UFC, and if it meant fighting Tito to do it, he's gonna do it.
This is my 3rd week and I'm down 10 pounds.
Really?
I had a gut out to here in the first workout. I was cramping up so bad last night. I'm old, man. I'm older than I thought I was. Let's put it that way.
Right. There's so many people that like Dana from The Ultimate Fighter, and there's a lot of fans who just want to see Dana get his ass kicked. My words of advice for Dana would be to duck cover and get the out of the way.
Yeah, who's your daddy? Look at Buffer getting makeup done. What's up, buddy? How are you?
You're next.
Yeah. This week's going to be a really busy week for me, and it's going to be almost impossible to train. First, I've got UFC 63 coming up in Anaheim.
You all right? You ready? Feeling good, man. Good, kid.
How you doing, sir? How you feeling? Good?
Doing great. Thank you.
The hell with Tito and Shamrock 3. I'm looking forward to Dana and Tito 1. That's going to be fun.
Go, buddy.
When Tito and Dana are around each other, it's kind of like two supermodels in the same room. It's like a battle of who can get the most attention, the most looks, and who's, bringing the crowd on their side. You can tell that there's some heat there, with the looks they might give each other or with just ignoring each other. Things you wouldn't normally do to your boss or normally do to your employee. There's some bad blood that's going to be taken out in that ring that night, for sure.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you. Thank you.
Dad, what is that?
Like 100 miles
What?
bad road.
The Lexi.
So I don't get hit in the pee-pee.
Always take care of your pee-pee.
That's right. You don't ever want to get hit in the pee-pee, son. If there's anything I can ever teach you, that's it.
Today, Dana's going to box with Alex Karalexis. Alex is one of the UFC tough guys. He's made a hell of a reputation as a stand-up fighter. He's a little bit smaller than Dana, but don't let the size fool you. This kid brings it. He's going to be a big test. Relax and think and be a boxer, Dana. Dana, as a boxer, he's deceiving. I mean, most of the people now see him as this CEO in this suit. But I don't know Dana, the president of the UFC or the Ultimate Fighting guy. I know him as a pretty tough kid from South Boston.
When I was a kid, I never played sports. My dad wasn't around, my parents were divorced, but my uncles were always around. And my uncles were big boxing fans. I started boxing when I was 17 years old. I loved it. I loved fighting so much that I was obsessed with it. That's all I did, man. That's all I did. I trained every day, worked out every day.
Good work.
And for a long time, I believed that's what I wanted. But guys who are real fighters, they're born with something inside of them. It's something that can't be taught. And there came a point in time when I realized that I wasn't that guy.
Find yourself, though, bro. Yeah. Day one right here. Little angle, move, bend at the waist. It went okay. I mean, it wasn't great. We're not going to get it all in one day. But I think as we go forward with this, he's going to get better and better. And by the time, Tito and Dana are ready to throw down, he's going to be at his best. Stay with it. Tom, that's good. That's good work. That's beautiful. Thank you. That's great.
That's good, brother.
That's great.
That's real good.
Peter Welsh keeps calling Giffy, telling Giffy to call the fight off, that I'm not ready.
Turn your body into the punch.
The bottom line is I said I'd do this. Give us a shit what happens. You know what I mean? Deal's a deal, and we're going to do it. Fly back to New York for meetings on Monday and Tuesday, and it just so happened that my grandma is here, so we're gonna fly her home to Boston. We're gonna stay there overnight because we don't land till like 2 in the morning, and then we're gonna get up and work out over in Southie, the old school where Giffy and I came from. I was home having a barbecue with my family, getting ready to come on this trip, and phone rings, and I look, and it's Tito. So I answer the phone, we're shooting the shit, and he says, so how's your training going? I go, training? I go, man, I haven't been training. I haven't been working out. I've been eating like shit. He goes, you lying mother. He goes, that's why you weigh 190 pounds. That's why this. That's why that. And I said, we were just both laughing. And I said, what do you got, spies watching me? He goes, dude, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Tito's scared, too. He's calling me. He's worried. He's nervous. I'm in his head. I'm going to him up. Yeah, we're back. This is where I started in South Boston. Should have saw this guy in his heyday. And it's all good guys. These are all guys I came up with. I'm sick as a dog right now, man.
One more excuse comes out of his mouth before this damn little exercise thing goes on. I swear to God, I'm going to start beating on him before Tito gets a hold of him.
These are the guys that I know are going to be honest and tell the truth and tell me how I'm looking and everything else.
LaGrasso, Watts. Dana trained this kid here, Jimmy LeBlanc.
Well, we're in South Boston at the South Boston Boxing Club, and this is my home, this is my house, so it's great to be back.
How are you?
Nice day.
Good.
Peter Welsh, the coach from season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, is one of my good friends from back in those days.
Welcome to my office.
What you been doing? Back home, get back to the...
Yep.
Sweat it out. I come down to see if my guy was in shape, to see if he's ready to fight. You know, he does have some skills, and we just want to see that he gets ready, gets the right work, and he's ready to face this guy.
All right, who's whooping my ass today? I worked with Matt Ryan today. He's a police officer who's just about to turn pro.
Kick his ass, man.
Who's yours?
He was good work for me. I didn't feel 100% today, but I feel like, you know, I got in there, I did the work. If I didn't have Gifford with me, I would have never, I would have never come down and worked out like I worked out today.
No lazy.
Get a little bounce, and turn your body into the punch.
What I saw today was a little bit of a letdown. He was flat on his feet. I need to see him move his feet more in order to get off. You can't stand in front of a guy like this and walk in. He's gonna take your bot.
That's it, that's a start. You're doing it with the jab. Stalk and move. Circle, get that, find that rhythm.
This is it.
I appreciate it. He needs some work. He can do it. He's got the tools. You know, he just needs to bring them out. Readjustment.
It's all yours, buddy.
Look at the counter, the big guy, right? He's big. He's got a big squash, right? Easy target to hit. All right? You're gonna slip his jab or his right hand. Either way, you're gonna slip and then jump in. And that's gonna set up the right hand. If he uses mobility, Tito won't be able to set up power shots. As long as he keeps moving, he can counter the shots that Tito throws. He'll be all right. But it takes the feet. You gotta get there with the feet first. And if you don't get those feet moving, you know, he's gonna be in trouble. Up and down rhythm. Don't go back and forth. Just up and down. You don't have it. You do have it. Don't say you don't have it.
I said to Peter, I said, he's gonna get better as this goes on. He'll get better as it goes on. He always does. Feet and hands, feet and hands.
You know, and these guys are telling me, move your feet, get on your toes, this and that. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to be on my toes right now, but, you know, wanting to be there and doing it are two different things. But hey, I gave them what I had, I did my best, and I feel good right now.
Peter's all wet now. Watch the tape. That'll say it all.
Peter Welsh keeps calling Giffy, telling Giffy to call the fight off. That I'm not ready. Keeps calling him every 10 minutes. Peter said, that guy that I saw in the ring the other day isn't the fighter I used to know. No, it isn't. That was over 10 years ago. I weighed 155 pounds. I'm never going to be that guy again, you know? Bottom line is I said I'd do this, and I'm going to have to train the best I can train for it, and we'll do it. Gives a shit what happens. You know what I mean? This is between me and Tito. I'm not trying to win any world titles or anything like that. We got some bad blood. He wants to box 3 rounds with me. We're going to do it. You know, maybe I'll outbox him or he's going to knock me the out. Whatever happens, happens. We have a deal. Deal's a deal, and we're going to do it. The Nevada State Athletic Commission said the match with Tito needs to be sanctioned, and I completely agree with them.
This is kind of unique.
Does that mean stupid?
No, I just think that.
Now we have to go through the sanctioning process, so I don't know if this fight's going to happen. We went down to Florida for the Tito Ortiz-Ken Shamrock fight. And a couple hours before the show starts, I'm in the arena, and Tito comes walking by me and jumps up in the octagon and starts shadow boxing right in front of me.
Where's your daddy?
As I was warming up, and I just peek over my eye a little bit, and I watched Dana watch me just shadow box and stuff, and it was just one of those things, and you want to peek to the guy who you're going to be sparring with. I was on, I'm still on, and my boxing's great. I know in his mind, he's like, Tito's gotten a lot better, and I have. I've matured as a fighter, and I've matured as a person, and I've really took my training to the next level, it seems like.
Huntington Beach Bad Boy Tito Ortiz.
I've never seen Tito box or fight live. So this will be my first time seeing Tito Ortiz live in front of me. And this will be my first real shot to scout him live from third, fourth row. I'm gonna be right there watching everything about Tito Ortiz, and it's important.
All right, here we go, you ready? You ready? Let's get it on, let's go. The final chapter, Shamrock against Ortiz.
And he tried to take Tito down. Wow, Tito just muscled him against the fence.
Look at how strong Tito is.
See him pick him up off his feet?
Well, watching Tito with Ken, there was a point where he picked up Ken, walked him across the octagon like he was a 12-year-old boy. I mean, his physical strength kind of amazed me. I don't know if he's ever converted that into punching power, but nonetheless, you don't want to get hit by a guy that strong.
Tito is the best of the best at really inflicting damage to an opponent when he gets top position.
That's why this is a boxing match and not an MMA match.
Part of me knows what to expect when I box with Tito, and part of me doesn't, because Tito's game has improved. His stand-up is a lot better than it was 5 years ago, and he's a completely different fighter. He looks better every time he fights. He looks better, he looks stronger. Tito is without a doubt in his prime.
Ken's these are bombs. Yep, these are big. Ken trying to survive, and it's all over. It is all over. The final chapter has been written. Tito Ortiz wins again.
You know, right after the fight, I hopped up on the octagon and I looked over at Dana and I was just like, your turn's next. And you know, it's a sparring match, but at the same time, it's still a fight. It's still competition.
I know me and Dana got a box here pretty soon. How many people at home would love to beat up their own manager of their company or so forth? So I'm going to do a job for them, and I'm going to do that.
I could take it lightly. I mean, could I finish him quick and, you know, train my butt off, or do I don't train at all and give him a chance? So I thought I wouldn't give him a chance at all and make sure that I train my butt off for it.
Today, Dana's boxing with Jeff Watkins. Jeff boxes with the UNLV boxing team, and this kid's been in the finals the last couple of years of the collegiate tournament. Double, triple jab. Let's work that today. Well, what we're looking for today is getting that hand speed. Put a little weight on your back foot. I'm hoping by the time this Tito thing comes around that Tito's in slow motion. Don't let him throw that third or fourth punch. As soon as you feel one or two, punch.
I was just starting to feel good. I felt like I was getting into a groove. I was sparring better, but Jeff beat the shit out of me. I mean, literally, I was like a heavy bag with eyes. And you know, it's a setback, but I'll work through it and figure it out.
It was really one-sided. I need an answer. I was really frustrated. The things that we had been working on for the last couple of weeks, he didn't show me any of that stuff. Thinking there, Dana. Use your legs a little. I was ready to get on the next plane back to Boston. Bro, I wanted you to see that speed after you were tired. That was the whole idea.
Now, the Nevada State Athletic Commission has heard about the fight with me and Tito. Tito's been blabbing and talking about it to everybody, and they've come to me and said, this sounds like an unsanctioned fight.
Morning, how are you doing? Nice to see you. We're here to see Keith and Chairman Alamo.
The Athletic Commission said a sparring match is between two boxers who are practicing. You two are going to go in there with the intent of hurting each other. And I completely agree with them. This fight does need to be regulated and sanctioned. So I don't know if this fight's going to happen. We're bringing in a big guy today, a real heavyweight.
Thank you. Come on.
We went 3 hard rounds. We went at it. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Come on, punch back.
I'm coming, you big blonde bitch. I'm coming. I have a meeting with the Nevada State Athletic Commission today. They became involved when they heard that Tito and I were going to put on a sparring match
I'm gonna have to go before the commission for a hearing to see if they'll grant me a boxing license. So this really has turned into a freak show.
You need to come before the commission and articulate why we should do this. This is kind of unique, what you're wanting to do.
Does that mean stupid?
No, I just think that. Unique.
Classy word.
To my recollection, maybe Keith can help me, have we ever had a licensed promoter who wanted to get a fight license?
Not that I recall.
So hence my word for unique. I just want to get across today the three-step process that you're about to embark on. The first step is the physical. You're 36 years old.
37.
37. And you know that we have requirements for people in your age group.
Yep.
And you need to fulfill those requirements.
I'm going through my medicals all day today.
And your next step is, I want to see you train. And I think the other commissioners are going to want to see you train. The third step to this whole thing is that you're evenly matched with your opponent.
Yeah, we looked at it as just a sparring match and didn't think that it was any big deal. They happen in gyms all over the country.
Well, and that's also the key, too, is because we don't see this as a sparring. I mean, it's not. There is obviously an intent here for one of you two to win, and therefore it falls under our regulations.
You tell me we can do it, we'll do it. You tell me we can't, then it's off. I won't go anywhere else and do it anywhere else. We'll live by whatever you say. I'm doing medicals all day when I leave here.
So
Okay.
we'll get those to you.
Keep everything, keep flowing the information to Keith
We'll know tomorrow.
so we can get our scheduling in order, and we'll see where it goes. Great, thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
What they're telling me is there's going to be serious, strict requirements on me to get this license to box Tito. I get the feeling they think I'm going to get my ass whooped in this thing, and they'd love for me to do it in another state. Now we got to go to medicals, and I'm going to have to first pass all the medical tests, and the testing is crazy for a 37-year-old. Fun part. Getting in there and fighting this monster isn't anywhere near as bad as doing this medical shit. I hate it.
Nobody's sticking anything up my ass.
My name's Marilyn. Looks wonderful.
Any pain in your weight-bearing joints, knees, hips, ankles, feet? Any scars?
Yeah, I got tons of scars.
You're gonna roll your shoulders forward, that's perfect.
The CAT scan I'm worried about. I've been getting punched in the head since I was 17. Never had a CAT scan. We're at a place called West Valley Imaging where they're gonna do an MRI of my brain. One time I got into a street fight. I ended up getting jumped by I don't even know how many guys, man. These dudes kicked the shit out of me for like 20 minutes and I lost hearing in this ear. I'm supposed to wear a hearing aid, but I don't. My ears rang for months, loud. If I ever really got up, brain-wise, it was that night. You lay in there, and then they put this mask over you, like a Hannibal Lecter mask, and you go inside this tunnel, and it's really tight. You feel it pushing against your shoulders, and it's like right up against your face.
So this is Dana's head right here. We're taking a look at his brain. Just different sequences, different parts of the tissue. Are you doing okay in there?
I'm cool. I think I was sleeping.
No problem, no problem. The doctor's gonna see if there's any abnormalities before he goes through a fight.
What were they saying? Did it look normal? Oh, you could see the brain? What a trip, huh? Pretty twisted, huh? They were like girls doing cartwheels and shit.
That's all done?
It's all good?
The doctor's, he's reading it right now, so he'll get in touch with Dr. Spalding.
Okay. So the doctor said it's going to be about a week before I get my results. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep training and trying to get in fight shape.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
See you later, thanks.
We're here at the UFC Training Center. This is where the weigh-ins are. It's like 207 or 208.
We have about 10 minutes. Take your time.
And Keith Kaiser from the Nevada State Athletic Commission said he'll give Tito till 2:15 to show up for this.
Check the ring out, yeah. This is beautiful.
So we're waiting.
I've been hitting it hard over the past week, and I feel good. We're bringing in a big guy today, a real heavyweight, so I know that today is going to be a very painful and humbling day.
This may be the most important point of all this training camp because The idea was to let him box some smaller guys, think like a smaller guy, because he's going to be just that, the smaller guy with Tito. And to a point, it's backfired because he knows he's bigger and stronger, so he just kind of walks these guys down. We're not going to be able to walk Tito Ortiz down, so today's important to see if all the work we've done pays off today with a bigger, stronger guy. Landed it. There you go. Thank you. Come on.
The kid was tough, durable, big. He's the same size as Tito. And the kid pushed me today, and I got hit with some good body shots that I felt. And I must be a sick. I like it.
Come on, baby.
I'll admit this comeback has been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. When you're all fat, sitting up in your office, you think, damn, I'll get back in shape. I'll jump right back. And then reality sets in and says, hey, ass, you're 37 years old. You've been sitting around for 10 years. So you think you're going to jump right back in and beat the out of 220-pound 22-year-olds? No, the answer is no, but I'm telling you that I'm comfortable with today's session.
10 seconds right now. Finish it. Finish it. Finish it. Come on, 10 seconds. Come on, finish it. Come on, come on. Come on, punch back with him. Punch back with him. Oh, that was good work. That was great work. Well, today might have been his best sparring session overall. And I'll tell you, it's been night and day for Dana. He's come a really, really long way. He's really, really picked it up. You can see the progression. I mean, he looks great. Good stuff. Good.
You're a beast. I feel like I just went to war with a big monster. This kid's loose and fast for a big dude. That's what I love about him. This kid pushes me hard. But today I did 3 and didn't collapse at the end of 3. You know, we went 3 hard rounds. We went at it. So I'm getting there. I'm coming, you big blonde bitch. I'm coming. We're back here at the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The medicals came back great. The brain looked good. The EKG came back good. Hopefully, this is the last step.
We have here number 7, request by boxer Dana White for a license for a bout that he wants to have with an MMA artist, Tito Ortiz. That's why we're here.
This has been a real circus. I've gone through a lot of bullshit. If I could go back and do it over again, I would have said no to this. But I committed to this thing, and I'm going to keep up my end of the bargain, no matter what a pain in the ass it is.
I am surprised that we have this matter before us. I understand this is probably a publicity fight of some sort, but I think it's a misuse of our procedure here to license an individual who is a CEO to fight one of the major forces in mixed martial arts.
We don't want this to look like a publicity stunt, so that's not the angle we're pursuing.
I've been training for this thing since last summer. I am sparring. I am taking it serious.
So then it's more than just meeting a contractual obligation. It's something that you have a passion for doing?
Yeah, I told him that I would do this. I'm keeping my end of the bargain, but I'm taking it serious and training very hard for this thing. They wanted to see my sparring, but with the travel schedule I've had recently, I haven't been able to get in here to do it, so they watched some tape of Henry and I.
I was fortunate enough to look at a videotape of Dana White sparring with, I believe, a heavyweight, and to your credit, you look like you were holding your own, and it sounded like you were getting popped pretty good, and you were delivering some pretty good shots yourself.
He hits hard.
I'm sure he does.
I want to suggest to you, Dana, that I have absolutely no problem with you applying for a license. But I am only concerned about your own health and safety, and so I'm focusing on the mismatched nature of you going up against what I consider to be one of the champions in the MMA field.
If I didn't think that I could go in there and perform or defend myself, there's no way I would do this.
I am still concerned about the nature of the mismatch. I guess I don't buy the argument that Tito Ortiz is at the same level as Dana White.
I appreciate that. TJ, anything to add?
I'm in the middle, guys. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, can you just go ahead and roll call a vote then, Keith, alphabetically?
Okay. Chairman Almo?
I will vote a yes.
Commissioner Avancino?
No.
Commissioner Bailey?
Yes.
And Commissioner Day?
All right, I'll vote positive based on you seeing the sparring, Keith.
Okay. All right, thank you. The vote is 3-1. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me clear out the room here. Congratulations, Dana. Mr. Hendrick, thank you.
See you in a couple weeks.
All right, thank you.
It looked like we weren't going to get it there for a minute. I thought they were going to say no. It was close, but we walked out of there and they gave me my license.
Item number 8. Thank you, gentlemen. Consideration of title boxing.
Over the past couple days, I've been getting messages from Tito making it sound like he's not going to do the fight anymore. But I'm going to continue to train with the expectation that this fight's going to happen because I think he's just playing games with me.
Well, from where we started, it's been 6 months. We've been going at this thing on and off for quite a while now. Coming down to the last sparring session, we're at a point where I feel like I'm training a real fighter. Today, Dana's boxing with this kid, Emil White Rock. Strong heavyweight. His hands are definitely better than Tito's, so we're getting great work. I can't wait. I'm excited.
I don't see this fight being friendly, pitter-pattering, pussyfooting around. I think both these guys are going to come out with fire in their eyes and try and put a knot on each other's heads.
All you got to do is hit Tito. He doesn't like getting hit. You got to know you can hit him hard. He'll be covered up the rest of the time.
My piece of advice to Dana would be just to come in condition because Tito's an athlete that knows how to train properly. Even if Dana can technically beat him, then he's just got to make sure he's in good enough shape so that he doesn't pay the price in the third round.
My prediction of the fight is Tito ending it in the first round, TKO, or maybe even knockout.
If Dana can work off his jab, cut his angles, make Tito try and chase him around, then Dana's going to get the upper hand. I'm going to go with the president.
I know Tito's pretty adamant about getting some aggression out and letting some bad blood fly with his fist that night. If Dana's looking for some advice, I would say maybe stay in the corner and don't come out.
I think that Dana's boxing credentials will come to the forefront and he'll expose Tito's weaknesses in the boxing realm.
Finish strong. Time. Great work. That was beautiful. I thought after today, all the questions were answered. He's ready to go. This is as sharp as he's going to be going into this fight.
We're here at the UFC Training Center where The Ultimate Fighter is filmed, and this is where the weigh-ins are. They're here at 2 o'clock today.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Tito left me a message the other day saying he's letting me off the hook. He would have given me a beating. Maybe we'll do this some other time.
We have about 10 minutes. Take your time.
It's like 2:07 or 2:08, and Keith Kaiser from the Nevada State Athletic Commission said he'll give Tito till 2:15 to show up for this. So we're waiting.
Check the ring out, yeah. This is beautiful.
Tito and I made a deal. He said in his contract he wanted to box me 3 3-minute rounds. I accepted. I prepared for it. I've sacrificed. I've done everything I needed to do to hold up my end of the deal. If you do a deal with me, a deal's a deal.
2:15. I'm ready.
So the last part of this thing is weighing in. If Tito doesn't show up, then that's it. I've done everything I was supposed to do.
You're closer than you think. 197.
I think in the beginning when we first signed the contract, Tito had every intention of fighting me. Maybe he heard how serious I did take it, and he didn't take it that serious. And I think Tito started thinking, this really wasn't a good idea. It's a lose-lose situation for me. If I beat the shit out of him, that should have happened. If I don't, that might not be good either. I don't know what the answer is, only Tito knows that.
Maybe we can talk on or off camera, your choice, but you want to talk to you.
Sure. Now, because of the way that this has happened, the athletic commission's pissed off, and that's how I make my living. They're not happy,
I'm going to tell you this, that, we put it all together, we put our time and infrastructure to do this. You lived up to your side of the bargain. He did not. We're going to call it here.
These guys took time out of their day. They're all busy guys. A lot of people went out of their way for this thing.
Again, no reflection on what you did. You did what you said you were going to do. But I think at this point, we probably wouldn't want to do this again.
I understand. I don't think I'd really want to do this again. They said, that's it. We don't want to hear about this shit again. Not only do we not want to hear about it, we don't want to hear you did it somewhere else either.
I'm pissed. I trained for 7 months, ate shit that I didn't want to eat, spent time and energy to get ready for this thing. And he just blows it off. Calls me 2 days before and says, I'm gonna let you off the hook. He's gonna let me off the hook? I was in shape and ready for this thing. He didn't let me off the hook. That's that. I signed my contract with him. We made a deal. I saw the thing out. I did what I was supposed to do. So it's over.